and welcome along to episode 5 of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're rounding off the first week of FM21 content with a big match or two with Brechin. We've got Albion Rovers, the bottom side away from home, before 6th place Stirling Albion back in the home ground. And we've got a real chance to cement a chase for the playoffs here, which is against all of the odds at the start of the season. We were expected to be where Albion are now, and we're starting to get interest, we're starting to get a real reputation because we have done a fantastic job here. Large thanks goes to Pat Nevin, but some of these young kids are improving as well. So if you're looking forward to all of that and enjoying the content on the channel so far, please do put a big thumbs up on the video. Every day next week at 3:30, the 2 long-term stories will rotate. So Bangor City back tomorrow, and then this one, The Head Coach, on Tuesday. We've also got almost daily live streams at the moment, so every day apart from Monday, we're live with Wigan Athletic during the beta. We've got 5:30 every weekday evening and 10:30 every weekend morning. There's a link to all the series in the eye above, and thank you so much for your incredible support. But let's crack on with Brechin today, because as well as a big double header, we've got a bit to get through off the pitch as well. So if we go and have a look at the schedule, there's been good news and sort of a mixed bag since the last episode. There's been a few good results, a couple of outstanding ones, and then a little bit of inconsistency creeping in. So after the Stenhouse Muir game, we won comfortably at home against today's opponents Albion. It was Mally and Connor Barron who's really flourishing in that advanced playmaker role. They got the goals there. We then lost 1-0 against title chasers Edinburgh City before a 2-0 win away at Annan Athletic. Again, Mally and Barron with the goals. A 0-0 draw at home to 3rd place Cowden Beef, or 3rd place at the time, before what is without question the result of the season. We beat Queen's Park at Hampden Park. James Rose got the winner, and it was in the first half, and we were so solid defensively. What it did lead to, though, was an injury to Matty Todd. Now, we've been incredibly lucky with injuries this second half of the year. So all of those games, plus Stranraer, I think. I just want to go back and see when it was for this stat. I think it was this one, after Macavora was obviously terminated his loan deal and James Rose come in. From there, up until Queen's Park, we named the same 11 9 league games in a row, which is incredible. It's consistent, and it really helped us produce a good run of form. We had to make one change against Stranraer due to that injury to Matty Todd. Michael Payton, the experienced winger, came in, declining physically, and it was a poor performance. Stranraer ran away with it, a 2-0 victory, and it was thoroughly deserved in truth. So we're trying to bounce back against Albion today. We've got our most familiar 11 back, but the dynamics are still pretty good. The cohesion's up to average, the club atmosphere is still okay, and the managerial support is exceptional. We're still getting improvements out of the mentoring group, and we're still highly overachieving. We're exceeding every expectation, and we're really loving our time here at the moment. And there could be yet more good news as well, because Pat Nevin is a proactive man, and that's something I like in a director of football. He's already put in a bid to extend Matty Todd's loan deal for another season. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's doing that with Connor Barron, but it might be that he's too good for us. I wouldn't be shocked. But if we could keep Matty Todd for a year, that would be incredible. He's a very good player. And if we go to the squad as well, he's also been extending a fair few contracts. So in the last few weeks, he's been offering a few out. He's managed to tie down Kieran Inglis for another year, a backup midfielder, and probably will start if Barron leaves the club. He's also got McCormick on a 2-year deal, so he's extended his by a further year. He's done the same with most of the players in truth, and about the only one out of the first 11 who's not tied down is Barron, the Lone Star. Everyone else that's out of contract this year is a backup player on higher wages. And it's almost unheard of that all of our first teamers are on under £100 a week, and all of the backups are on 100 to 250. So if he can get rid of those guys and bring in top class replacements for £100, or even those of the same level, this club's going to be in a really good place. So although we would like to get a move this summer ideally, I'm not ruling out staying here, and I'm not ruling out a real promotion push next year if we can keep these guys improving and add 3 or 4 more top quality players. I'll be really interested to see what happens if we're still here. But that's all for the future. Today we've got a big double header. Albion Rovers coming up in just a few hours time. So let's get ahead to kick off. Matty Todd back fit. He will come back into the lineup. And aside from that, it is back to our normal 11 and our normal 20. However, one bit of bad news, and that is in terms of the loss of a striker. And I didn't realise it could happen outside the window. Naroki, the centre forward, the young Pole, has gone back to his homeland, and as you can see, £625 a week, it's an irrefusable wage for him. So that means we are down to 3 strikers, because of course Curry was loaned out as well, and he's not available to recall, which we couldn't do anyway. He is improving out on loan, but it looks like he's picked up an injury as well. So not the best of news there. It does mean that the experienced Martin Scott is now our sub-striker. It's not really good enough, but he's going to have to be now. So the front 2 are going to get more chances than ever before, and our 11 is exactly as you would expect it to be. It's Bannon in goal, Woodcock and Cinnamon the fullbacks, with Banner and Sturrock at centre-half. Sturrock, another one who's improving heavily at the moment. Todd and Cusick on the wings, Barron and McCormick in central midfield, and Malley alongside Rose up front. Loads of goals between them. Malley's not been scoring recently. I think his last one was 4 games back against Annan. And Rose, despite scoring that winner at Queen's Park, has been in pretty poor form aside from that. So let's get into the first game. Let me know what you think the score will be. We're playing bottom of the league Albion Rovers, but on the road we've not been quite so strong this year. And there's the team sheet. Are there any players we recognise in that Albion team? I honestly don't think there's one. Oh, Paul Kearney on the bench. Very experienced now. But aside from that, in the first 11, I don't recognise any of them. So let's see what they can produce today, these boys. We're going to pump the fists, are we? No. We're going to point the finger. We expect to see a better performance. And we've got half the team motivated. That's as good as we can do. Let's see if they react in the first half. 15 minutes on the clock, and it's Sturrock with a short free kick on halfway. Plays a 1-2 with his left back and goes to Banner. He goes long over the top. Malley loses out and it falls for Woodcock at left back. Over to Rose. Flicks on for Malley. I think he's offside. He's not. Nothing given from the linesman. I was sure he was off when that was flicked on. But Malley taps in the flick on from Rose. And it is 1-0 to Brechin. And that short goal drought is over for the 16-year-old. But with 25 on the clock, we're back defending as there's a throw on the right-hand side. Really advanced position, and that's a great finish. Lewis Baker, reverse turn. Brilliant swivel, got the volley in the corner. And although it was only from 8 yards out, he could have very easily blown that over the bar. 1-1 with half an hour gone. It's been a good start to the game, actually. Really entertaining. But we're not able to get on top in this one. Half time then, and unfortunately this is the sort of stage where the squad depth probably gets away from us. So we're going to get the lads to prove a point, and we've got a few fired up and motivated there. But this is where we might fall away. Of course, we've got a smaller squad. We've not got that quality off the bench we can turn to, and some of those other sides have. So although we got that one fluke result at Queen's Park, consistency starting to drop, and we're getting done by these long balls more often. Of course, away from home, we're struggling here because we play wing play, and look how narrow the Albion pitch is. At home, generally, we've made conditions conducive to the way we play. But this one over the top, Sturrock's missed it. I talked about how brilliant he'd been, how much he was improving, and then he has made an awful individual error to cost us a goal. His rating will surely drop below a 7 now. It hasn't, ironically, but it was an easy chance, and Albion Rovers take the lead. So let's go positive after this highlight, as Rose crosses the ball. Fotheringham heads away as far as Barron. He's had a quiet game so far. Over the top from the other centre mid McCormick, but it doesn't reach anyone. The long kick forward, headed by Sturrock. Woodcock finds Cusick, plays the 1-2, into Rose, 1-on-1. Rose shot straight at Goodfellow. Another chance wasted. We're going to demand more. But we're 10 gone in the second half. I can't quite work out how we're behind. They've had 2 shots on target. They've scored 2 goals. And it's looking a bit too easy for them. As Jameson finds Linas, into Doherty. Good save by Bannon. Easy opportunity though. And they're coming a bit too easily for the hosts. As Finney takes the in-swinging corner. McCormick heads away. Can we counter? We can't. It's straight to Devlin. He picks it up on the left-hand side. Does he go backwards? No, he pumps it back in. Banner heads away to Todd. Chance to get forward perhaps? It peters out. Again with an hour gone. The game's levelled up and we're still behind. And Doherty's coming forward again. Gives it away to Sturrock. Cusick runs downfield with it. Past halfway. He's got 3 down the line, but he just hangs on to it for too long. Finds Woodcock though. Barron picks it up to Woodcock again. Can we get in behind? Over towards Rose. He's in 1-on-1. This time no mistake. Great finish by James Rose into the corner. And it's 2-2. Now we're in a good position. Can we go on and get the winner? We'll think about subs in a moment. 20 minutes left. There's a couple of players who have not had the best games here. So let's get McCormick off. We'll switch Barron to the right. Inglis will come on. He'll stay as an advanced playmaker. And then Barron will be box to box on support. We'll try and get him forward. On the right wing, Todd's struggling again. So I'll bring on Payton. And we'll leave the last sub 10 more minutes, I think. It'll probably be Cusick, because he struggles the most physically. But let's give it 5 and see if we can create something. No sign, unfortunately. Just over 10 to go. So let's get Connor Coop on. He's going to be an inverted winger, which is what he prefers. And we just see if there's a winner in this for us. If not, a draw's not too bad. Keeping good results coming every now and then. If you lose 2 or 3 on the bounce, as we did at the start of the season, that's where negatives can come. It's not the result we were hoping for, but it's another point picked up on the road. It's another point clear, and we're very easily going to survive this campaign. So we've got to be pleased with the lads. They're delighted. It's a point on the road. It's a good result. And we'll take it into the Stirling Albion game. We're back then to face Stirling Albion. But there is more good news for Brechin City and us personally off the pitch. So we're going to go back to the inbox because there's a lot happening over the last couple of days. Firstly, key centre-half Kyle Banner signs a new 2-year contract. That's a key thing for us. He's been an absolute superstar this year. Him alongside Sturrock at centre-back have been great. Secondly, we mentioned it before, Brechin extend the loan of Matty Todd. Great work from Pat Nevin. He's already confirmed the deal on behalf of the management and the wage contribution has not gone up. Still that limit, £100. And of all the players signed on for next year and beyond, no one's above that £100 mark. So absolutely brilliant. We've applied for a couple of jobs. St Albans and Hemel Hempstead, the most local ones to me. I had to give them a go. There's a couple of ex-Luton players in the teams. I'm interested in it. Not saying I'm going to go, not saying I'll get the offer, but they were 2 that came up. The other one that was available was Cliftonville, and if I hadn't just finished the series with them, I'd strongly consider it, and I still did a little bit. We've also guaranteed our survival in League 2, so there's a few little bonuses paid out, which were obviously agreed by the Director of Football in contracts, but to do that with however many games to spare, how many's left? 6 games still. That's incredible. And that draw against Albion secured it, so a good result in the end. Stenhousemuir lost their game, so we're still a point clear in the race for 4th. We could yet be in the playoffs. That would be a remarkable end to the year. And most importantly, we're not going to be out of a job. We're not going to be out of money. We've got some security because Brechin have given us a £600 a week deal for next year as well. So real positives across the board here. We're getting good vibes for tactical consistency. We've managed finances well, thanks to Pat Nevin. And everything else is looking solid. So we're in a really good position both personally and with Brechin. And if we have to stay here for another year, I will not be disappointed at all. So let's go and get into the Stirling Albion game. Let me know your thoughts on all of that news, of course. Plenty of positives for the club. But we've got to try and get a result today. Stirling just 2 points behind us. With a victory, they leapfrog us. I'm expecting to fall away. But if we could cling on, it would be oh so special. 6 games to go. As you could predict, this is our lineup. Exactly the same 11 that played the last game. Exactly the same substitutes bench. Nothing changes and we get into the game. Can we beat Stirling Albion at home? Let me know what you think. A few good little players in this Stirling Albion team. Jack Leach is the one that stands out for me. I'm going to be keeping an eye on them in this game. We're going to pump our fists. We're going to say, back up the pundits. Prove a point. Say that you're great. Try and be a contender in this playoff race. Into the first half, we're defending immediately. Stirling Albion's corner, headed away by Todd, the man who we know is going to be here next year now. Finds Leach and now Wilson, and it's a constant barrage of attacks early from Stirling. McGee gets it into Mackin. Back to McGee again. It's lovely football. They're playing through us in the middle. Leach hits the bar. It's a brilliant effort. We said he was the one to watch, and he nearly scored almost immediately there. I didn't realise before we had a big block of buildings in the corner of our ground. Has that been there all season, or have I just made that up? I cannot remember that being there. As Wilson picks it up on the left wing. Shows how unobservant I am if it has been. McGee picks it up now. Plenty of time on the ball. We're not really getting near them footballing wise, but can we get there on the counter? It just takes one ball over the top and we could be in the lead, but not the best start so far. And it's a goal kick now for Bannon. The young keeper goes straight down the middle. Malley's chasing, can't get there. And Wilson heads away to McLaughlin. Down the left-hand side to Mackin. Banner heads away, fresh with that new deal, and Todd loses out in the challenge. To McGee. To Ryan. It's such a good football inside. I don't know what they're doing in 6th place. They must be very fragile at the back. It's whether we can take advantage. Rose coming forward. Leach intercepts again. They're just winning it back as quickly as they're losing it. It's incredible. Great pressing. Will it last the 90? Leach again to Wilson. All Stirling Albion here. Leach again, time on the ball. Lovely switch of play to Ryan. 2 in the box. Roberts is 1. And that is a thoroughly deserved lead for Stirling Albion. 11 minutes in. And this is the best I have seen any side play against us all season. Brilliant start from Stirling. Will demand more. And let's see if we can keep up with these guys. At the moment, I just want it to be respectable. We're going to try and go positive with 10 to the break. It is utter dominance from our visitors. And here they are at right back with McGeehee. Inside to McGee. Over the top towards Mackin. Flicks in and it's offside. Our blushes are spared again as we are being carved open continuously. I don't really know how to deal with this. And it's lucky that it's only 1-0 with 5 to the break. That they're trying to add to it here. Long ball forward. Sturrock hoofs it downfield. Rose will get there. Loses out in the aerial duel though. To Barron. Over the top towards Malley. He loses out in the air. They're so strong, Stirling. How are they sixth on this performance? They're fantastic. As Wilson goes left to Ryan. Tries to get to the byline. Cuts inside to Mackin and McCormick clears. To Rose, to Malley. And this is the frailty at the back. Malley's in. Round the keeper. Tried to flick it past him. What on earth are you doing with that finish? The arrogance is exceptional. But it doesn't go in and he looks silly. And at half time, we still trail 1-0. I don't think you can argue that Stirling have dominated this game. And I'm going to get really angry for the first time, I think, in charge. I'm going to throw the water bottle. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. And a few of the lads aren't happy. And Malley's one of them. But with that arrogant finish, he deserves it. So let's see if we get a reaction from them at the very least. We're back just 5 minutes into the second half. And Bannon's got the ball at the back. Long kick forward to Todd on the right wing. Over halfway to Rose. He's in one-on-one here. Into the area. It's a great save by Dixon Hodge. Rose had tried to pace it down to the corner. And down to his left, the keeper tips wide. Corner kick. McCormick delivers. Todd's up. Can't get there. It's cleared away as far as Banner, the centre-half. And a chance to recycle possession. Into Sturrock, but it peters out again. And with 10 gone in the second, it's more promising, but we're still trailing 1-0. Just over 20 on the clock. We're going to demand more and we're going to make some changes. Cusick is going to be replaced by Connor Coop. He will become an inverted winger on support, as usual. I would like to take Malley off, but I've got no alternative, really. So let's see what else we can do. Barron's unhappy, but he's a superstar. We'll replace Todd again. Payton's the best crosser of a ball at the club. And he's also fit, which makes a difference. Cinnamon at right back on a booking. I'm tempted to replace him. I think we're going to go and do that one. For that, we have to go to the tactics screen. Church switches to left back when he comes on. And Woodcock goes over to the right. 3 subs made. 20 minutes to go. Can we find an equaliser from somewhere? It's a goal kick for the visitors. Just 5 minutes to go now. Woodcock intercepts and hoofs forward. And it's straight back to the keeper. Why on earth did we see that? This time it is cleared long downfield again. Roberts flicks on for Doherty. It's still all Stirling. We have not looked likely other than a couple of long balls. Into Ryan in the box. He hits the side netting. And with 5 to go, we're going attacking. But I don't see where the light is at the end of this tunnel. Stirling have been thoroughly deserving of their victory. By far the better side. And we drop down to 6th place in the league. Realistically the lowest place we're going to finish, which is testament to our season. But we did get outclassed there. A thorough beating from Stirling Albion. It deserved to be more than one. I'm not happy with the performance. The lads do seem to react to it. But that's the first worrying game we've had in a long time. Against Stranraer, it was end-to-end. We made mistakes. This one, we got absolutely outclassed. The fans are on our back, perhaps rightly so on that individual performance. But we were expected to finish 10th. We're 8 points clear of Stranraer with 5 games to go. We could probably lose every game and still finish 6th. It's incredible. We're 4 points off 3rd. I think we've got to have a bit of perspective on that result. It is disappointing. It of course wasn't what we were looking for, particularly after that strong result on the road at Albion. But it is what it is. We've done okay and we're in a really good position still. So with those 2 performances done, let's go and have a look at our inbox. Queen's Park must be back at the top now. They are. Edinburgh City overtook them, but it's a fantastic title race. But otherwise, a good position for us to be in. A disappointing episode with just 1 point, but off the pitch, so many positives that are helping keep us comfortable. And hopefully, we might even have a job offer from England next time. We just don't know. So we're going to play the next 4 off camera. We will be back for Elgin City away, the final day of the League 2 season. A shortened one, of course, due to the late start this season. And we will have our end of season review, take a look at the stars, take a look at the players who have impressed us most, and try and have a plan for next season. There might be some jobs available, there might be an opportunity to move on, but otherwise I'm very happy at Brechin, and with Pat Nevin at the helm as Director of Football, I trust him entirely this summer. So if you did enjoy this episode, that big double header, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the season so far. A disappointing day on the pitch perhaps, but off it I think there's so much positivity here, and I'm really looking forward to next season. We'll definitely be able to cement this place, and I can't see us being below mid-table again. Subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on if you haven't already to keep up to date with all the content on the channel. Daily videos from 2 long-term stories. This one and our Build a Nation story with Bangor City will rotate every day at 3:30 next week. And we'll have almost daily live streams from the beta with Wigan Athletic as we try and keep them up in League One. A massive thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really do appreciate it greatly. And of course, I'm also part of that football podcast, which you can check out in the eye above. But thank you for watching as always. I hope you'll come back for the final game against Elgin, as perhaps we'll still be in playoff contention and with a chance to sneak into that top 4. I'll see you next time.